Hello everyone, welcome back to another lecture in this course. So in our previous video, we have successfully deployed our application and we said that the build application, this build folder here, it just contains some data analysis and some data for debugging and other issues. And we said this distribution folder, this is the folder that you can take and send and give your friend that have designed an application, and this application is what he will click and it will be executable and he can use. And we said that this is not nice to give to somebody else as an application designed by you, but what we need to do is to make sure that we remove this console at the background so that it will be it will be nice and neat to share with your friend. At the moment, it is not right and neat to share, so we need to fix this issue. So what we need to do, before I dive into coding, I want to show you something. We can see that we have another file called hello.spec or specifications. So let us close our folder. Let us go back to our Visual Studio Code. And on our Visual Studio Code, I think it is much better if you can see it on this side here. We can see that we are having a hello spec here. If you click this file, we can see that inside it is a Python file. As you can see, it is a Python file. It means that it is editable. You can edit this file to your liking. If you want to change some parameters, some data, some console, you can see that the console is true. So it means if you put it to false, it means that the console will not show up. So this is where you can mess around with your code, or this is where you can edit and design and play around with the specifications of your application, especially when you are dealing with the complex program or you are designing a complex program. It is much better if you come to these specifications and you play around with these features. These are just Python files. So as long as it is a Python file, you can play around with it. You can put some parameters and arguments inside the data, the binary. You can put some arguments, some values. You can change even the name from hello to John or to Peter, whatever it is. You can manipulate it. So what I need us to do, since our main objective of this lesson is to make sure that the console will not show up, we are going to type here on our CMD or command prompt or on our terminal, because our terminal here is connected with our CMD. So, but the bottom line is on hello specifications here, I just want you to know that this is where you can play around with the settings of your application. You can change these settings. It's part of your application, all this data inside these hello specs. So let us go back to our main objective for the lesson. So in order for us to hide the console, we are going to type PyInstaller. We're going to restart the compilation process. We need to recompile our program again. But during the recompiling program or the recompiling process, we need to tell the Python interpreter that we don't need the console to show up on my application, because I need to distribute or to share it with the friends. So let us say no console, and no console only on my application. Then you pass the name of the application, which is hello.py. So after doing so, you just press enter. So it will override the data which is already there. So it will ask you a question like, there is data inside, so should we override? If not, it will continue executing everything. As you can see, all its content will be removed. Continue yes or no. So we just put a Y and press enter. So it means that all the data which is there is going to be override. So just wait for like 10 seconds and it will be done. As you can see now, it has successfully compiled our program. And if we minimize this and we go back to our folder here and look for our distribution file or distribution folder, and go here and find our look for our executable file, as you can see here. So this executable file, what you can do, let us run our executable file. Right, as you can see now, our application is now ready for distribution. There's no console, there's nothing. So you can put this on your flash and you can share to your family and friends. So you can say, hi, Peter, Okay, your application is still working. Everything still works as expected. Okay, I think this is all for this lesson. The main objective of this lesson was to assist you on how you can build an application using PySide and deploy it to the users for people to use your application. So I just use a skeleton application, and that skeleton application, I think we have all learned the basic of how to use PySide6. Thank you for watching. See you on the next lesson. Bye bye.